can happen.
And Jordan Turner is the man who's going to get this game in motion, and he will remember this time last year he scored a hat-trick in the Hull derby up there in East Yorkshire. Here we go, we're underway then, Wigan, with the first use of the football, and you can throw form books out of the window, you can worry about numbers on the backs of players, you can be coming in with your fifth half-back combination of the season, which is what St Helens are doing, but on a day like this, forget it, it all is what happens in the next 80 minutes. And there is the mistake from Sean O'Loughlin that Saints were looking for.
The big hit, Nathan Brown, it's taken him a while to get their defence sorted out. But over the past couple of weeks, they really have been putting it through. And you can see O'Loughlin never really took control of that ball.
And of course, it was a big hit, and he came into this match carrying rib damage. And that will have done him no good whatsoever, but it was a very good first involvement from Stuart Howarth. This now is Anthony Lafranchi as St Helens look to post points after that first mistake. There is Howarth, he spins the ball to Wilkin. Wilkin gives it to Wellens. Wellens over the top looking for Gardner, and all he did was find the touch judge.
Sheer nerves. We spoke about the experience of the two halfbacks, but they're out of position. Well into fullback, Wilkin the second row, and it was not a great one. This is what he loses control of it before it gets the impact. As Eddie has already mentioned, picked up a rib injury last week. He was past fit only yesterday, but you can tell by the St Helens defence they mean business.
They do, and it's the nerves, you can see it on show. It was Sean O'Loughlin, of all people, to fumble the first ball, and Paul Wellens from St Helens who threw that pass, not in his usual position. Fullback, moving into the halfback and just putting too much on that ball. And if it can get to Sean O'Loughlin and it can get to Paul Wellens, it shows you the tension in this game.
Well, when you take a look at the terracing here, the stands, the seats, you'll notice one or two empty seats. They have to, by law, keep some seats empty for health and safety reasons. So when I talk about a sellout, it is a sellout, but they can only sell a certain number of tickets for it. It's a shame, but there we are. That's the way things are these days. And as I say, they could have sold it out plus 15,000 people as well. So there are the excuses made. There'll be no excuses out there on the field. Here is Melly.
That's a great kick and chase as well, and that's good impact. Good stuff. Just Tucson leading the way. Having a fine season.
Farrell quickly to the grounded man, who was, of course, young Mark Percival. And we saw him make a couple of, well, three actually, fantastic clean breaks in a match we covered at Langtree Park against Leeds recently. They were on the losing side. Good run from Howard.
Yeah, and that's not a bad option as well. Just test the opposition. Say, hey, listen, I may have just only joined the club, but I know what to do. I'm going to put you on alert.
Well, he has to do quite a lot in this game. If you think back 12 months ago when James Roby was the hooker for St Helens, in the match against Wigan last Good Friday, he made over 50 tackles and over 130 metres when he ran and carried the ball at the Wigan defence. A little bit of pressure on Howard to perform well tonight.
Few causes for concern in that set from St Helens. They kind of zigzagged all across the park. The kick was, I kind of think, made up as it went along through two or three pair of hands and kicked straight into the hands of the Wigan fullback. I think St Helens are going to have to be far more clinical in the way they go forward on exit from deep in their own territory. Maybe try and weaken that Wigan pack that has so many players missing if they want to get a real foothold in this game early on.
Still inside their own half, Wigan. 4 tackles gone. And swiftly into dummy half then was Blake Green. He's attacking the line. That's good hit. Good hit by Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook.
Lack of coordination there. There was no one going into the halfback. Good job that Green was awake.
Smith with the kick. Under pressure.
It's a good one as well.
Fumbled by Makinson, but it went backwards.
It's always difficult to take the ball when you're running away from it. Just got a fingertips, just slowed the ball down. Oh, that's great defence.
Yes, it is. Melly hangs on, though. Plays the ball to Wilkin. He gets it away. Young Percival again. What a day for Percival, who's 18. Josh Jones, who's 19. Big matches to play in these. They test out the most experienced, never mind the youngsters. But they believe they've got it all, these kids at St Helens.
Yeah, forget about all those people that are not playing today, Eddie. There's a lot of youth out there.
And isn't it fantastic to see, by the way?
Yeah, it is, and they'll give everything, don't worry. Well, that wasn't the best pass to Wilkin, and that's the reason why it's ricocheted off. Charnley's there very quickly, and he's away.
Yes, he picked the ball up off the deck. Percival missed him. Melly comes back and gets him down. Johnny Lomax watching as 20-odd thousand inside the ground are as well, and no doubt many of you at home enjoying this challenge that we've got for you today. Wigan Saints followed by Hull and Hull KR. Put another log on the fire, get the kettle going, or whatever else you might like to partake of at this time of day. It's 5 o'clock in the world somewhere, and enjoy everything we've got for you today.
Don't know many people that still have logs, but never mind, I know what you mean, Eddie. It's one of those days, isn't it? It's excitement plus, and this, impact! Boy, they're not missing him out there. That was a big hit by Josh Jones.
On his haunches in back play is Sean O'Loughlin, the Wigan captain, as Liam Farrell attacks down this left-hand side. And Jordan Turner had to stand his ground, and he did. O'Loughlin is not well. Is it a gamble that's backfiring on Wigan? That's a ball that's come loose and available, and in the end it is claimed by Wilkin. Captain's knock almost there from Wilkin.
Just got to it, that looked a high shot from McAlorum.
Anthony Walker felt that.
He sure did. McAlorum had a swinging arm. The official, Richard Silverwood, says, it's good stuff, get on with it. It was over the top of the shoulder. This is cruel stuff, and boy, are we enjoying it. Look at that.
Wellens taking it forward. Sean Wayne, Wigan as they come, chunnering away up here on the gantry, not too far away from us. The kick downfield is straight into the arms of Tompkins. He's got plenty of space to use.
Well, that was a great kick eventually from St Helens from a very difficult position. You're not really going to get much better. Sam Tompkins had all the time in the world, though, to get underneath it because of the poor position from which the ball was kicked. St Helens do need to find better field position. And Paul Wellens, I think, has got an injury, just staggering off ball.
Well, the referee, Richard Silverwood, says it's a head injury.
It's no surprise,
is it? Heads, is it, with Thornley? Oh, no, he got the elbow.
Got the elbow, didn't he? He just couldn't get the head to one side. Well, we saw last night an absolute wonderful game of rugby league. Every player out on the field gave 100%, and we are witnessing it yet again.
Nathan Brown getting his first taste of this unique atmosphere.
The one thing that Brown has got with his defence, he realised how Wigan was so superlative against Widnes last week. 1-2 link was very, very quick, and you see St Helens coming out and getting in amongst them. That's a beautiful pass.
Here's Goulding. That's a great tackle by Makinson. Oh, he's hanging on, could have been penalised. Referee gives him benefit of the doubt. He won't now.
And Sam Tompkins knew. He knew exactly. As soon as Goulding couldn't get up, he knew that it was going to get to. He went all on his own and said, come on, ref. No doubt in his mind, Silverwood got the whistle to the mouth. And very, very fortunate, you know, not to get a red card. That looked like a professional foul.
Well, a yellow card, you wouldn't give a red for that.
It's on a yellow card.
Okay, I thought you were being a little bit stern in your old age. Great break that led to it. Here is Richards! Wigan get the first try, to the delight of their coach and to the delight of their fans. Penalty in the play, the ball. Tompkins getting the penalty from the referee. And in the blink of an eye later, Pat Richards is over for his 7th try of the season. And he joins Kieran Cunningham now on the all-time Super League try charts. 138 in his career.
Superb break, wasn't it? Goulding got through. Makinson definitely holding down. Tompkins was taken out again by the fullback, didn't stand square. And the wonderful quick hands that we saw last week is certainly being emulated here. And Richards dives in at the corner. Tremendous off-the-field running, dummy runners, confusing the St Helens defence, and Richards, so often has he done this. Great finish.
Yes, he joins Kieran Cunningham 7th on the all-time Super League try-scoring charts. Pat Richards, incredible that he is possibly also more renowned as a goal kicker than a try scorer, but that's just the way it is, and he is one of the best kickers in the business as well. This is just a metre off the touchline. Richards then, it was his try, this for 6 points. Perfect. Perfect from Richards. Wigan are ahead.
Well, they have some pre-rehearsed attacking plays which put points on the board. They went first to the right and split them over there, and then look, the number of men running as an option for the man with the ball, too many for the defenders to cope with. You know, in last season, it was very similar in this same game. Between the second and third man in from the touchline, the gap between that second and third man is what Wigan have successfully exploited for a long time here now. They did it to get Goulding through the first hole. In fact, 4 tries last year, all through that gap. I guess they'll go there again today.
And they have a first-choice backline at Wigan, Phil, from which to choose from. Superb quality with good ball and good field position. And this position of the field now is where St Helens have got to try and keep Wigan. Pressure in defence, pressure on the kicker, and then slowly win that kind of kick tennis game. Get to the other end of the field. St Helens have completed the sets. They've actually got to kicks, but the kicks haven't been of good enough quality. They've not tested Wigan, and they've been defending far too much.
The trainer having another word with Sean O'Loughlin in back play. The thumbs up sign to the sideline, so the skipper stays out there playing on undoubtedly through the pain barrier here today is Sean O'Loughlin. Rib problem, only pass fit to play within the last 24 hours. Great kick this. Look where Amy Gardner picks it up, right underneath his own sticks.
That's a wonderful advantage, the kicking game. And again, the chase only as good as the kick the other way around in many occasions. But interesting to see how Sean Wayne, he knows that Sean O'Loughlin has had a couple of big hits against him. And maybe he'll ask him to be pushed into the dummy half position, try to keep him out of the fray for a while. Well, that's great defence. But he's got away from him.
Good work. Oh, he's lost it though, as Willie Manu is saying it was stolen from him. And one-on-one. One-on-one head and feed here to the Saints there.
Yeah, he's claimed that it's been reefed away from Manu.
He's got the decision as well, and the referee says one-on-one. Yeah. And it was Ben Flower who pulled the ball out and knocked it on.
Got it right.
But there's 2 or 3 in the tackle, isn't there?
He could have penalised.
Well, Saints won't be complaining, that's for sure. Oof, Francis Melly just held on to that. But it's a day when players like Willie Manu, Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook, Lafranchi, Wilkin, Wellens, Melly, Turner, Gardner, the experienced heads. It's a day for them, for St Helens, to really play to their colours. Here's Wilkin, gets the ball away to Wellens, and Wellens, good little run, halted by Farrell's tackle. Now Makinson's joined the line. Ooh, he thought about a little slip pass. Couldn't get the ball away. Turner fires it into Wellens. He then gives it to Wilkin, who'll hoist it high. This will catch the breeze. Great take in McCarthy-Scarsbrook. He got the tackle in. I don't think he was the man offside. I think it was Mark Percival.
Yeah, there was a couple he could have selected. Yeah, you're right. Right out on that left-hand side. Just pushed himself forward, did Percival.
And he looks so close to the ball when it lands, the referee is given no option other than to blow the whistle. Wasn't McCarthy-Scarsbrook.
It was a great shame, wasn't it, from St Helens, because it was a better set. You know, their pivots playing in different positions all looked a little bit more comfortable on the ball. And in this wind and in this kind of sunshine into the eyes, it was a very, very testing kick. But you just kind of hope for St Helens they're getting a feel of now of where this game needs to be played, and it's at this end of the field.
Farrell gets to his feet, plays the ball to McIlorum, and here comes Dom Crosby.
They've got through some work of the 2 young props, Flower and Crosby.
Liam Farrell again. He's been in outstanding form this year, has Liam Farrell. His 100th career appearance today, and he's played the ball there to McIlorum, who finds Green, who finds Matty Smith, and Goulding. That's forward.
Well, just testing his arm a little bit too much there. I'm not so sure that Sean Wayne would...
Wilkin thinks he's away.
No, he'd blown up a long time before that. The majority of the crowd Wigan, of course. And you should have heard the whistle. Just a little bit too fancy. Sometimes you don't try to force it. He won't be happy, Sean Wayne, over that.
He won't be happy. Saints won't be happy, of course, because the original offence was the forward pass, then the knock-on by Charnley, then Saints get the ball back and they were away. So I know the referee's got to play to the whistle, got to play to the rules, but I can see where Saints were coming from then.
Can St Helens match Wigan physically? They haven't in the first 14 or 15 minutes of this game. Willie Manu's been the only player really who's looked dangerous, but look, Wigan control a lot of those collisions. The guys push backwards and it's a relatively slow play of the ball. There's no real penetration, is there?
I just don't know, Phil, whether St Helens can do conservative. You know, there's lots of people missing in important positions. I don't expect them to play 5 drives and kick and try and grind this game. I think you're quite right. They're going to try and threaten Wigan with virtually every ball and every pass they throw.
4 tackles gone. McCarthy Scarsbrook plays the ball to Howarth, who gets it away, and here is Wilkin.
Big job for this fullback, Makinson, you know. He really has to put himself into a good position.
Nice little dink over the top by Wilkin. Invitation from Melly to chase.
Oh, and he just went down.
I think Melly didn't even look at the ball and ran straight to the man then, didn't he?
Yeah, well, it appeared that way. Did he have the opportunity? Well, that should be a penalty.
To knees up as well.
Sam Tompkins, yeah, but Sam Tompkins just didn't go for the ball, goes for the man.
Well, they both ignored the ball, actually, didn't they?
There was an opportunity there, but, well, I'm not so sure. He looks mystified. The opportunity, to me, the fullback Sam Tompkins took him out without even any hint of him getting anywhere near the ball.
It's 6 and 2 threes this, Steve-o, because neither of them looked at the ball, did they? They both. Melly thought that Tompkins was going to get it, vice versa.
Yeah, but you can't take a man out without the ball.
But as I say, I think it's 6 and 2 threes, wasn't it?
What's that, 12 and the 5th, something?
It's a long time since you went to school.
Say that again.
And they were all approved anyway when you got there. 6-0 Wigan ahead.
Most of us were. Oh, that's good defence. They really realise the impact that this man, the second row, Liam Farrell, can produce. They've got him on the toast at the moment. Great pass.
Blake Green, big hole. And it has been filled here by Don Crosby.
He went the wrong way.
I beg your pardon. Ben Flower, the pass was poor. Personal picks it up.
He had it on the inside. Blake Green was screaming for this, but he took the wrong option, gave it to the opposition.
You know, that's 2 clear breaks from Wigan right through the heart of the St Helens defence, and only 1 score on the scoreboard. It's 6-0. It could be 18 as we watch this game unfold. I don't quite know how many more chances like that you can squander against this St Helens side that I'm sure at some point will threaten that Wigan line.
Makinson is enveloped by Josh Charnley. That was good ball from Manu. Here goes Percival. He's got Melly outside him. He's come inside though. He gives the ball then. Over the top from Wilkin. And not Wilkin, Makinson, who's followed up. And they blow the opportunity, the Saints.
Well, they've blown it up the other end, did Wigan, and then Saints have done exactly the same thing.
Did young Percival take the wrong turn? Should he gone left when he went right?
Either way, he took the gamble. He threw the dummy. The defence was moving across to the right hand. Maybe he should have gone a bit further.
Well, the fullback Sam Tompkins did well though, didn't he? I don't know if he did well after the ball was lost. I wasn't too impressed with that action, but I did think the way that he got back to make the attacker have to buy time and worry and make a decision. He made it difficult for them. And Wigan now right out to the left.
With Pat Richards, who just pushes the foot down on the gas. He was held, says the referee. I'm not sure he was. Green dinks it over the top, beyond Makinson. Well, they've had the chances, both sides, to Wigan to increase the lead, Saints to get back into this.
But what a wonderful piece of play by Ben Flower. It was a build-up to this.
Well, is he tackled there?
I don't think so.
His arm hit the ground, but then Gardner let go of him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, lots of talk last weekend about whether the player is played and held if a finger's touching him, and whether the referee can send him back. Should he penalise? Should he wave play on? So I think Richard Silverwood just erred on the side of caution and said, let's play. And you have to, and I'm watching Paul Wellens off the ball. I know St Helens are in attack at the moment, but we used to see Paul Wellens playing at fullback. He doesn't do the 10-metre shuttles like everyone else does as a fullback. At some point, his legs are going to fall off. He's been out injured and he's going to get tested.
It's Manu again, such a difficult man to put down, this fellow. And he gets the ball back on the inside. Here is Turner, quick hands from Turner. Great hands too from Turner. He finds Josh Jones, who finds Gardner. And Gardner comes back on the inside. Oh,
He lost it.
Wellens went without it. Wilkin rather went without it.
Yeah, and there's big problem for St Helens fullback Tommy Makinson. He's not 100% fit. He received some treatment in back play, but he's still limping. He's
back in his defensive role, though, as fullback now is Makinson, but he's not 100%.
There's definitely a problem with the leg.
Tewson. That wasn't tackled, and he wasn't tackled again there by Manu, so he gives it to Tompkins. He then finds Goulding.
You just get the impression some of the St Helens players have been falling off the would-be ball carrier. They're not getting the impact tackles as they should.
Green. That's a knock-on. He had to stretch for it, Thornley.
Certainly did. Just dipping away from him. Had the opportunity, they had the overlap there. You can see there that A.D. Gardner, it would have been 2-on-1.
Mike, last week when we came here, all of the passes for Wigan stuck, didn't they? And all of the chances and breaks were turned into tries. It hasn't been the same. And I guess that 20 minutes into this game here, St Helens will be rather happy, you know, because Wigan, in theory, should have a larger lead at this point in time, maybe double what they currently have, when you look at the breaks and meters made so far.
Well, they're conceding an average of less than 13 points per game so far this season. No team's got more than 22 against them, Wigan. Huddersfield and Castleford have got that total, but big defence from Wigan, as we're seeing here.
Well, in terms of breaks and chances, I mean, this game should be 24-12 or 24-6 at some point, because there's been clear, decisive breaks to the line, but there are 6 quality players missing for either side, and that's that challenge you spoke about pre-game from both coaches. How you can manage the personnel that you haven't got, because they're in the stand, they don't count today. It's how you make the best of those that are on the field.
Well, both coaches has got to get the message out and say, look, we know it's a tense encounter, but you've got to make sure you keep hold of the ball. That was impossible trying to offload from there.
Yeah, Manu loses it forward. Wigan have it back.
The thing is that you just play quiet and just get yourself into a good field position. We've seen so many breaks. We've seen panic rugby league football. Neither coach will be happy.
Well, when's the last time, Mike, we saw the St Helens side play in a conservative style of football? There's been a half a dozen world-class coaches gone through the St Helens club in the past, in the modern era, and they always play a certain flamboyant style of football. And you're quite right, there was no way on earth then that ball was going to come out of that tackle from William Manu and be kept safe. He was always going to try and push the pass and offload, because that's why St Helens have bought him.
Great ball from Matty Smith. Here comes Sam Tompkins in support, and Sam Tompkins over underneath the sticks for Wigan. A wonderful break. Jack Hughes was at the heart of it. Sam Tompkins was on the end of it, and he went over underneath the sticks. Paul Wellens has raised a query with the referee Richard Silverwood, but the only query that they can have is, where was the defence then for Saints when Tompkins and Wigan cut through them like a knife?
This is the Manu, impossible offload. Watch for the short pass. That is sensational from Matty Smith. Jack Hughes knew exactly where the fullback was going to be. But the combination of Blake Green and Matty Smith has been outstanding. Hughes knew, kept his cool. Tompkins knew he was coming back on the inside. Just got it down before the whitewash.
We might well have expected that, because Sam Tompkins last year scored tries in all 4 meetings with St Helens. including 2 in the Magic weekend in Manchester. Richards adds the extras, and Wigan are 12-0 up.
It's a pretty short in-goal area here at Wigan, and you'll see when he finishes it off. But this pass there to Hughes, and then back on the inside, good combination. Look how close he goes to the input. Here he comes, whoa, just got it down.
There was just a little look then on the face of John Wilkin, who is a world-class international player in his own right. Because they are changing position, or have been forced to change position, John usually will defend possibly 4 in, maybe even a little bit further in the middle unit. He was defending 3 in then as a half-back, playing as a scrum half in this game, and he just couldn't handle the space and the speed at which the Wigan attacking line came at him. The difference between 3 in and 4 in is absolutely massive.
But the big problem, Paul, and you know it as well as I do, that St Helens should have been down at the other end. Manu, impossible offload. You cannot afford to do that the way that we're going to play in this year.
And for Jack Hughes, it was quite an introduction to the match, only just off the bench, replacing Chris Tewson. And that was virtually his first touch, and made the break, and Tompkins was on his shoulder. 12-0.
But it just
Matty Smith is cutting it up in the middle. Matty Smith, he's on his own. He's on his own, Smith, and Gardner gets to him, although he slipped, did the Wigan scrum half. Here is Blake Green, now at O'Loughlin. Well, they've got no answer to this at the moment, the Saints, but that's the turnover. Well, they'll be relieved about that. He is furious that they've been caught.
Yeah, another break. That makes it 5 in total in the first one. He was screaming, but he went the wrong way. Not the first time during this game. And boy, St Helens, they're fortunate not to be a little bit more behind than just the 12 points on that scoreboard.
They really are doing it tough, Mike, aren't they? With Stuart Howarth only in the club this week, playing at hooker. He came up in the line, big hole, just couldn't quite handle the novelty of this situation. And you're quite right, I think Phil mentioned it before, that Nathan Brown at 12-0, I think, would be almost relieved at this moment in time that St Helens are still within the game.
26 minutes gone. It's flown by, as it did last night. A cracking game at Headingley, and well, St Helens, if they could score next, they'll give our viewers at home a real treat. I know the Wigan fans won't be interested in that.
You can't see how it can come, though, can you? They're still in the game on the scoreboard, but physically, there seems to be one team so clearly dominant. Wigan again here. Great long-range strike tries. Oh, here's a mistake inside their own half. Perhaps a turning point in the first half. St Helens supporters want to hope so.
Well, that could have been classified as offside. He's got away with it as a forward pass anyway, but very rare you see them given a penalty for that, but St Helens would have loved it, that's for sure. The biggest problem, Eddie, for the St Helens side in defence is that they're not stopping Wigan getting over the advantage. Considerable age, good quick play the balls.
Well, here is Turner now. 29 players, I was going to say, that has been used by Nathan Brown this season already so far. Stuart Howarth, the latest one.
Well, we're approaching the half-hour mark, and this probably is going to be the first real good quality position that St Helens have found themselves in.
On the end of their first penalty of the match.
Perhaps begging to differ, Paul. Going back early in the game, do you remember Paul Wellens throwing the ball into touch? That was a chance against Wigan. You have to turn into a try.
You're absolutely right, Phil. He just couldn't quite get the pass in. I think was it minute 1. Virtually 30 minutes later, they find themselves almost by default back in the same position. Can they sting and hurt Wigan and get themselves back into this game?
Well, they're trying to here, but Wellens goes down. Not tackled really, just slipped, lost his feet completely. Here is Paul Clough now. Takes them to within 10 metres of the Wigan posts. Howarth gives the ball to Wilkin. Wilkin's short pass it was. And it was Jones. And Jones will play it to Howarth. Here is Wilkin. Wilkin stabs it to the in-goal area. Oh, Tompkins has lost it. And to the rescue. To the rescue.
Matty Smith, wasn't it? Well, he slipped. Oh, just got there in time, didn't he?
Well done, Matty Smith. It's the first bit of concerted pressure on this Wigan line. Goal line dropout coming up.
But it looked as though Sam Tompkins, he sort of just slipped underneath the crossbar.
He was the early chance in the game. Wide out, they had the overlap. Gardner was in space, nobody in front of him, but the pass didn't find him, and 4 points went begging. Now then, here's an opportunity. Goal line dropout. Have they got any punch in the middle? Here's Walmsley.
Yes, young Alex Walmsley drives it in, makes 15 good metres forward. Here now Gardner. Gardner will take them over the advantage line once again. Howarth want to get on with it quickly, do the Saints. Clough, short ball, gets it away to Anthony Walker. You feel for the neutrals watching at home, it's crucial Saints score in this next couple of minutes. And this is Makinson.
Seemed to have got over that earlier injury.
Well, they're appealing for a forward pass. It
looked okay. No, it looked okay.
Walmsley plays it. Howarth fires the pass to Wilkin. Wilkin stabs it in again. Tompkins is okay this time, but again he's trapped in goal. Third set of 6 coming at this Wigan defence.
And that's exactly what they needed. Remember, I refer back to that impossible attempt to offload by Willie Manu, and Nathan Brown will be more satisfied with a build-up to this. When you force 2 consecutive dropouts from underneath the sticks, you know that you're taking control of the game.
And we asked how are St Helens, without all those regular pivots, going to create pressure on this Wigan team. I think we've just seen that from Nathan Brown and his senior players. They've gone to the kick of John Wilkin. The passing game hasn't been that fluid from 6 and 7 and 9 and 13, and Wilkin's kick has been exceptionally accurate.
Straight up the middle again from the boot of Richards. Makinson then feeds Walmsley.
And he's carried it very well twice, Eddie, on the last 2 plays on play 1.
Hasn't he just? And here comes Clough taking them into the 20-metre zone. Only 2 tackles gone. This is Howarth. Howarth bumps away from one, bumps away from again, but Burke comes across with Logan Tompkins, brings him down. Wellens at dummy half. Paul Clough, Wilkin. Wilkin gets it to Turner, and Jordan Turner under no real pressure, though the pass was behind him, to be fair.
It was a poor offload, and John Wilkin knows it. It always occurs when you don't look the way that you're going to pass the ball. It'll always either go behind him or drop in front of him. You can't really blame Turner on that occasion. It was a very poor pass from that fella there.
When we see quality halfbacks pass that ball from the hip at pace, in movement, you don't really understand and fully appreciate how much of a skill it is until you see a player as good as John Wilkin try and do it. He's a second row forward trying to play as a scrum half.
Well, that's the biggest problem, isn't it, for St Helens? They know that the 2 halfbacks, Wellens and Wilkin, plenty of experience, but they're not going to frighten the opposition. No way.
Missing, remember, O'Hire, Roby, Lomax, Pulatua and Gary Wheeler, St Helens today.
Maybe
without all the big forwards, though, haven't they, all season?
Absolutely. Well, maybe St Helens will operate with a more direct running game. If the passing game isn't working, go to the kick. If that's not there, go to the run, because Wilkin has got a turn of speed and he can go straight at the line. He's a brave player.
Not the best kick downfield from Blake Green, straight into the arms of Makinson. Makinson gets as far as Logan Tompkins and Liam Farrell.
He was a little bit laboured there, wasn't he, Makinson? I wonder if that leg injury early in this first half come back to haunt him.
It's Walmsley again.
He's put a big effort in, hasn't he, since he came on?
Yes, from Batley. John Kears Batley, 2012 Championship Young Player of the Year. Great offload. Here come the Saints then, with that man again. Howard finding Walmsley. And it's now with Soliola. And Soliola gets the pass away. Makinson. Scrambling defence. Good tackle. Tompkins finished off by Charnley. Melly is there. Melly gets the ball in field to Wilkin. Crossfield kick from Wilkin. Flick back. Ball won't bounce for Gardner. Now it does. He pops the ball up. It's Wellens. Good play. Still on the last. Crossfield kick coming in from Josh Jones. High. Bouncing. Picked up eventually by Charnley. Look out. St Helens. Here goes Charnley. Melly's trying to stop him. He won't. Charnley's all the way. 90-metre try for Josh Charnley. Brilliant try from last year's top try scorer in the Super League. Well, he's not showing much signs of happiness, Sean Wayne, but he surely must be, because they turned defence into attack. They resisted 3 consecutive sets of 6 coming at them. Saints threw the high kick up. It bounced everywhere. Nobody was interested. He was. Josh Charnley, 4 tries last week. Try here tonight, or today rather, and that was from one end of the field to the other.
Well, the basic principle in rugby league, if you're going to put a high bomb up, then you've got to make someone's back there. And you could see just loitering was Alex Walmsley. It shouldn't have been a prop forward that should have been in that position. It should have been a 3-quarter. If you're attacking with a long, high kick, you've got to make sure that someone drops back in case something like this happens. Okay, they got the rub of the green. Anybody at home? I'll tell you what, he was a prop forward. And this guy has got some speed. He knew he had the race run. He knew he had the race won. That's a big blow to St. Helens. The first real amount of extended pressure by the visitors, and he comes up with a length of the field effort.
And he's the first player to 10 tries in Super League this year, and we have a big problem here. By the looks of things, Aidy Gardner is up the other end of the field and is receiving treatment from the medical staff. Meanwhile, as it's 60 metres, 70 metres away, Pat Richards can take this kick a goal. The referee then surely will call time off and allow Gardner to be treated further. And the kick is good. Wigan are ahead 18-0. That's as big a problem for St Helens as this injury to Aidy Gardner.
Well, Gardner seems to be okay, and that's a positive sign here. He hits the ground. It's a whiplash injury type, isn't it, as his head falls backwards early on before the kick goes up again. You know, the former Wigan winger Henderson Gill was here earlier and entertaining the corporate guests at today's game, and people were recollecting about the famous try he scored for Wigan at Wembley back in 1985. I think he will be quite pleased to have seen a modern-day Wigan winger go the length and show the speed and confidence that Charlie does here for this try. Let's hope Aidy Gardner's okay.
Yeah, you're right. It was a whiplash, wasn't it? His head thumped into the turf. Obviously feeling a bit sick. And if he looks at the scoreboard, he'll feel even worse. 18-0, they're trailing.
Well, at
maybe
least
Aidy Gardner's taking a breather.
At least he's on his feet, and that is a good sign.
And if we look down at the St Helens bench as we started this game, Sia Soliola, 3-quarter back row, Mark Flanagan loose forward, Paul Clough prop, Alex Walmsley prop. Another process now for Nathan Brown to think about how he's going to rechange his line and how he's going to get 13 fit and able players onto the field to save now what could be a very, very difficult afternoon for St Helens. Because when we think back to that try, yeah, well, a big prop forward comes back on, so it'll be one of the back rowers going out into the 3-quarters. That will unfold as the game kicked off. But was it not Josh Jones, a centre stroke second row forward, who put the ball in the air, and John Wilkin, a second row forward, come scrum half, who actually put the challenge in on the ball? So it just kind of shows you the difficulty in shape and structure that St Helens are struggling with this afternoon.
Glenn Flower with the first run.
Well, Jordan Turner has now drifted out onto the right wing where Gardner was playing.
And Josh Jones is inside him.
Yeah.
Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook's come on as the replacement for Gardner. That's the problem with St Helens. They've got square pegs, sadly, in round holes today.
And you kind of think that readjustment is doable. It's the readjustment at 1, 6, 7, 9, 13 that they're really struggling with, especially when they actually do get some good balling, some good field position.
And not only that, we have seen for the first time Sam Tompkins actually get himself into a good position from the full-back into the attack. And that is a great kick.
Cracking kick.
There was a lot of doubt about the introduction of Green and Smith into the Wigan outfit for this season.
Well, they were following Finch and Lulawai, so that's why people were putting the question marks up.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, they had the questions, and these two, they have answered big time.
Yes, they're playing really well, the Wigan 6 and 7.
And their long-term quality will be judged as it always is at this Wigan club, by how many trophies Wigan win over the course of their careers here. Short term as a coach, you just want the same 1, 6, 7, 9, 13 on a regular basis so you can build some structure.
And when you think about it, this Wigan partnership at half-back is a genuine 6 and 7.
That's right.
There's no loose forwards there, there's no second rowers there.
As much as we're going to get within the modern game. They do take a split from a 50%, they'll play left and right like most teams will do, but you know who's on the ball first and who's playing wide.
Yes, there were people casting aspersions about Wigan this year, saying they weren't going to be up to the mark because of all the players that left the dressing room last year. Answering a few critics because they go top of the table this afternoon if they win this.
Just a touch too long, that. But the idea was good. He's trying his damnedest, is John Wilkin, but he knows that if Saints could have got to the half-time break with only 12 points behind, I think the coach Nathan Brown would have said, you know, we're not out of this. But that breakaway try, psychologically, that was a big blow.
Big blow, but I bet Nathan is saying exactly those words, Steve-O. Even at 18-0, I bet he'd be telling his players, look, we can score 3 tries against this mob.
And to be fair, with a slightly different bounce of a ball on a kick, maybe a little bit more pressure on a chase, a slightly better pass, they could have had 3 scoring chances themselves.
So here's another scoring chance for Wigan.
Oh, Jack. Well, you could hardly call him Johnny on the spot. It was Jack. And you see, he just lashes out at it.
Frustration for him, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, if Makinson, if it wouldn't have been for Josh Charnley being there, Makinson could have gone the length of the field.
That could have been the game. That could have been game, set and match to Wigan.
Well, it should have been. But they're still in with the chance.
Well, there's been about 3 other occasions in the first half already where it could have been game, set and match for Wigan. They haven't been as clinical as I'm sure Sean Wayne would have liked them to be, but it is a Saints-Wigan derby. There is tension. We saw that in the opening minutes of the game with Sean O'Loughlin and Paul Wellens both dropping catches and putting in poor passes. So going in at half-time, the coaches will just need to get a little bit of reassessment.
Let's get some news on Aidy Gardner. Terry O'Connor's on sideline for us today.
Well, he's still in the changing rooms with the doctor. They just seeing how he is. He's obviously got whiplash, and hopefully he's going to be back in the second half. They need some of the experienced players out there. Willie Manu as well, he was seeing the doctor about 5 minutes ago, just stretching his hamstring. Hopefully for Nathan Brown there's not a problem there as well.
Thank you, Terry. And Terry filling in today for Rod Studd, who very sadly has lost his mum overnight. And Rod, I've no doubt at all that he will not be watching this, but he might watch it again later. And of course we send our deep condolences to Rod for his sad loss overnight. And here is Wilkin, who gets it away to Wellens, who finds Makinson. Now, can Saints just conjure something up before half-time? The ball gets out to Melly eventually, but it went forward.
Yeah.
The referee's blown the whistle.
Yeah. Well, a good opportunity. Tommy Makinson linking through, came at the right moment as well. Jordan Turner, there was nothing wrong with it.
Forward pass. Forward.
And it just skewed forward in the end. Well, the opportunity was there. He tried his damnedest in the fullback Makinson. Nathan Brown.
Well, he's got a few problems to sort out, hasn't he? Nathan Brown, his first season in charge at Saints, his first season in charge at Huddersfield, 2009. They finished in their best ever 3rd place in the table. Now, 3rd place might be regarded at St Helens as something of a failure, but you know what I mean. I wonder if he can have as big an impact on St Helens this year and get them into their best ever position for some years.
Well, he knew that he was behind the 8 ball, wasn't he, before this game kicked off, and you've got to start with the half-back pairing of Wellens and Wilkins. Just not on.
Tompkins just thumps the ball into touch to finish off this first half that has been dominated exclusively by the Wigan Warriors. It could have been worse had Josh Jones not put down the pass just before half-time. We might have been turning around at 24-0. As it